Okay, now back to the phones to Spring, Texas. And Tom, I'm glad you called, sir. It's great to have you with us here.
Good morning, Rush.
Hi.
It's an honor and privilege to speak with you today. I have a lot of contempt for Adam Schiff, and he really gets under my skin the way he viciously attacks Mr. Nunes and the other members of the Republican members of the Intel Committee, and putting out this false narrative that this information they're going to release is all made up, trumped up, not true, and the media is going to amplify it. But he keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. The next logical step would be lead to a criminal investigation to verify what's going on. And when the evidence is presented and the indictments go out and the charges go out, he might be the person that we need to make all this come true. You're
talking about Trump investigating people like Nunes.
No.
I mean, about Schiff.
Yes, sir. I mean, him saying that the Nunes information is made up and false about Clinton, about the obstruction in the FBI and in the Justice Department. But when they actually review if it goes criminal charges or criminal case, when they review the evidence, it's going to be clear that the people that are going to be in trouble are going to be Comey and Clinton and Strzok and Page and Orr and Rosenstein and McCabe and all these people. And when they get so far down that road, they won't be able to turn back. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get in a lot of trouble.
Are you sound convinced that when the memo comes out that it is almost going to require a criminal investigation of some of these people, McCabe and Comey, and some of the other people in the FBI? What makes you so certain that that's going to happen?
I think the way that the left is going to push back to say that this information is false, talking points made up, fallacious, then there's going to have to be the investigation. Okay, who's telling the truth? Is this information real or is it made up? And when the facts are presented, then everybody's going to be. There's going to be indictments. There's going to be charges levied.
Yeah.
It can't be anything else. I mean, Hillary Clinton alone, how many felonies did she break with the mishandling of classified information and then
right? And how many indictments of her have there been? 0. I'm look. My nickname is not Mr. Coldwater, and I don't want to be that. I know what Tom here is saying. He's saying the memo is going to come out, and the memo is going to offer strong evidence that there was deep corruption at the FBI. And then that's going to cause a connection to anybody who might have participated in peddling that stuff, which would include guys like Adam Schiff. And his theory is this is going to require another investigation because the FBI is going to deny it. It's just Devin Nunes' memo. And then the FBI and these clowns are going to deny it, say it isn't true. They're not going to present any exculpatory evidence. They're just going to say this isn't true. It's politicized, and we can't comment any further because of national security and all this, that, and the other. And his theory is this is going to require further investigation, which will then at some point get to the bottom of it. And he's hoping there'll be indictments of Comey and McCabe and Strzok and Page and Hillary and all of that. The process that he describes would take years. This right now, Tom, is a battle for the hearts and minds of the American people. That's what this is right now. But you raise a good point in that the Nunes memo will not be treated by a lot of people as factually true or as finally conclusive, especially if people in the FBI are denying it or claiming, yeah, but it's way out of context. He's left so much out of here, and we can't fill in the blanks because of national security. Let me give you an example. I know that many of you are primed to believe that the Steele dossier was used to secure a warrant to spy on Trump by way of spying on Carter Page. Everything but confirmation of this has been reported in our media. By that I mean alternative so-called conservative media. It's out there that this FISA warrant thus was granted under false premise because the Steele dossier isn't true. The Steele dossier was opposition research that was bought by Hillary Clinton, paid for by the Clinton campaign, and written by Russian agents hired by Christopher Steele. And that the FBI then took it and got a warrant to spy on Carter Page and other people with a dossier. This is what everybody thinks happens. But what if there are other things in the application for the FISA warrant besides just the dossier? There are people who have been really curious why it requires all of this to learn the FISA application, because Donald Trump as president can declassify it anytime he wants. And he could have anytime he wanted to in the past any number of months. And he hasn't. And so this has caused other scholars to start speculating, well, what could be in this FISA warrant application that he might not want people to see? Because if the Steele dossier was the only thing used to get the warrant, then it's a slam dunk. I mean, you release it, let everybody see that a fake, phony opposition research document was used. Then you have to ask, was the judge in on it or was the judge lied to, the FISA judge? But if there's more besides the Steele dossier, and with as much hatred as these people have for Trump, I myself have been asking, could there be other things in this application to spy on Trump and Carter Page beyond the Steele dossier? And on what basis do these people hate Trump? They think Trump's the biggest immoral jackass that has ever walked the streets of Washington, D.C. This guy is the reprobate of all reprobates. So what if they have amassed all kinds of other evidence to throw in there that reflects very poorly on Trump's character and morality? And if the application is ever made public because of this memo or what if that stuff's... Some people are suggesting this may be why Trump himself has not declassified it, because he knows there's things in there that he doesn't want people to see above and beyond the warrant, or the Steele dossier. So we just don't know. What appears obvious is that the FBI and the Democrats do not want Devin Nunes's memo to see the light of day, which means they don't want anybody knowing what they've done here. And I don't think there's any doubt that these people were in the tank for Hillary and did everything they could to sabotage Trump's campaign and to help hers. I don't think there is any doubt about any of that.